President Joe Biden is set to play host to dozens of African leaders in Washington this week as the White House looks to narrow a gaping trust gap with Africa, one that has grown wider over years of frustration about America's commitment to the continent. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the U.S. has a huge stake in the success of African innovators because when they're empowered to reach their full potential, it's good for the region, continent, and the world, and for America. He ticked off several ways the Biden administration is trying to broaden and deepen partnerships to foster innovation in Africa by investing in infrastructure that can undergird African entrepreneurship. Secondly, he said by investing in rising leaders since President Obama created the Young African Leaders Initiative and by fostering greater engagement by U.S. companies. In the lead-up to the three-day U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit that begins Tuesday, Biden administration officials played down their increasing concern about the clout of China and Russia in Africa, which is home to more than 1.3 billion people. Instead, administration officials tried to put the focus on their efforts to improve cooperation with African leaders. The summit will be the biggest international gathering in Washington since before the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many children in Senegal's Koranic schools face multiple abuses, as well as financial exploitation through forced begging, Amnesty International has said. It urged Dakar to act forcefully to protect students. In the Muslim-majority nation where religious leaders wield wide social and political influence, poor children have long been entrusted to Koranic schools called daras for their education. Amnesty said in a report that tens of thousands of students, known as talibés, are forced to beg as part of a system to bring teachers income. They also suffer from health problems such as malnutrition, skin diseases, and often have huge abscesses in their mouths from unsanitary conditions and lack of care. The students also face abuses from some Koranic teachers and their assistants, the rights group said in the report. Teachers told Amnesty that shackling is a common practice, particularly for runaways, in order to prevent their escape. Last January, a 10-year-old student died from his injuries in the central city of Touba's Lansar district after his teacher beat him for not having studied the day's lesson. While there are no official statistics, estimates suggest that there are more than 2,000 daras with almost 200,000 talibés.